view on dengue. Because I come from Sri Lanka, I know that in this place you have people like Dr. Ali Chava, who is equally or even more capable of telling you about what I am going to tell. One thing I can tell you is that this is a viral illness like any other viral fever. And when you have a lot of mosquitoes around, of course I cannot overstress what Dr. Hasita said. You know, when we came from Sri Lanka, one of the things we were told is that the clinical management is something that is important for us to tell. And during our last few days we have identified that what Hasita said is probably of becoming even more important, that is controlling the mosquito. Though I have not come here to tell that, I want to just tell that I have treated many dengue patients in Sri Lanka. I have had many dengue patients in my ward in Sri Lanka, and whenever we had a dengue patient, we tried to find out how the patient got infected. And 90% of the time, we went and tried to look whether there is a breeding place of the dengue mosquito where the patient would have been first bitten by. And we found that 90% of the time, the mosquito was found inside that person's house or the house premises itself, not any far. So I would, and maybe the other 10%, it was in a very near neighborhood like the next house. So if people want to ask, how can I avoid getting dengue, I thought one of the best things that you could do is go and inspect your own house compound and make sure that there is no breeding place. I think the mistake here, as Hasita said, is that you still don't have not learned how to identify the breeding place. I think we have some people who will tell, and once it is done, and once you are 100% sure, because sometimes patients have told us, I've looked everywhere, no breeding place in my house. Then 2-3 weeks later, first the sister came, then 3-4 weeks later, the mother is admitted with dengue. Then we find out how is that the mother got admitted. Then another 2 weeks later, the brother comes. Then we tell, damn sure you should be having. Then the father comes and tells, yes doctor, we looked around in all those places, but today I saw a nice place in our roof gutter full of mosquito larvae. So like that, it's a way of looking hard, because your fumigation is only capable of killing the flying mosquito. And the mosquito, unless the mosquito is flying during the time you fumigate, the mosquito can easily escape it. So I think, because we now see, wherever we went, the hospitals were full of patients. This hospital, I was told, had 5,000 patients. Now, before even telling how to manage these 5,000 patients, we have to first stop more people coming to hospital. The way to stop more people coming to hospital is stop the dengue virus getting into your system or being bitten by a mosquito. So we have to try and eliminate as much as possible. I think if there is doctors, all the people who have come here for this lecture, this meeting, as soon as you go home, spend the half an hour with Hasita wanted to spend during the weekend, today evening itself, go and get all your family members to go, give them 2 square meters of your house premises and look for a breeding place. And I think we should spend some time. I have Dr. Risita and we have a group of people who came with us to look for breeding places. Is it okay to tell that when they look for breeding places, that they found breeding places and in houses and so on. And the thing is that they went and collected samples from few places, went to just one house, collected a reusable water that has mosquito larvae. Went to a tire shop, collected water breeding site that had mosquito. So like that, I think they collected about 30 samples, 30-35 samples, and everything had a mosquito larvae. So it just looks that you have a lot of mosquito larvae around. You have to. The priority now is to stop the larvae from getting into mosquitoes and biting more people. That's an emergency. Then the ones who are in hospital we can manage, because if more people are going to come to hospital in the next few days, whatever the number, however good you are in clinical management, however much knowledge you have in managing patients, you will have a simple problem of not being able to cope up with it, because you have two patients in one bed. When you have two patients in one bed, however good you are as a clinician to examine, how can you examine the patient? You can't. So I think there should be one immediate measure which should be geared at, you should just see the number of patients in the ward, and you should see that the numbers should not be allowed to swell anymore. You need to stop it at the